Hello guys, welcome to today's video. This is going to be, I guess, like a get ready with me, but the focus is going to be on the products because this is kind of just my beauty favorites. I don't switch up my routine often, so this is all stuff that I've been using for a while now. I don't even know a timeline. All of my favorites, things that I use every single day, my staple products, and that's kind of it. I'm just going to kind of go through it while getting ready, talking about the products, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get started, but I did do my skincare already. It's honestly 2 p.m. right now, but I went to the gym, and so I wanted to do this video after I went to the gym, so here we are. So I already did my skincare this morning, so I wanted to show you guys what I used. Vitamin C serum from Blvd. I have been incorporating vitamin C for a while now, and I feel like that one works pretty well. My skin is like glowy, but I do still have some like little acne going on. It's pretty minimal, but I feel like the overall like tone of my skin is getting better. But yeah, this whole quarantine I've been like getting different little pimples coming in here and there, and this is the time I've been focusing most on my skincare, so I'm like, hi the fuck. Okay, next, this product is really expensive, and I put off buying it for a really long time, but to be honest, I really like the feel of it. So it's the Tatcha water cream. This is the moisturizer that I use, and I bought it probably a month or two ago, and I still have a lot left in there. So I've been using that every morning as well, and I don't know how to describe the texture of it, but it leaves such a different feel on your skin than other moisturizers I've used. I don't know if that makes sense or if it's just in my head because it is like a luxury product. I don't know. I know other moisturizers work well, but I just love the way that one feels. So I don't know, I'm happy with it. That's the one I've been using, and like I said, I've been using it for a few months now and still have quite a bit to go. Moisturizer is key. Also, this is a newer thing that I've been doing. This is the sunscreen from Tula. It's the Protect and Glow Daily Sunscreen Gel. I actually really like this too. I used to not put sunscreen on every day. I honestly don't leave my house that often at all. But everything that I use just like leaves a nice like glowy finish, which is what I really like. So even if I don't put on makeup, I do those 3 steps every morning. Sunscreen and protecting your skin is so freaking important, and so I've just been putting it on every day. Even like if I take juice on a walk, it protects my face from the sun and getting sun damage in any way, shape, or form. Again, I don't really go out or like purposely go in the sun or like lay out by any means, but it does still just help me with like overall daily activity in the sun. It helps protect my face from that, so I do really like that product as well. That's kind of like my 3 things. This is kind of not all the time. This is the Tula Brighten Up Smoothing Primer Gel. So I've been using this as a primer. I was trying it out. I really, again, love the way this feels. It's a really thick gel, almost like puttyish. So I really like the way that it feels, but I don't think it's that good of a primer, at least underneath my foundation. I don't think it helps keep my makeup on at all. I still get some like breaking up with my foundation, which I'll get into in a minute. But yeah, so those are like the products that I use. For skin, that's kind of like pre-makeup. I always let that all sink in for a while before I apply my makeup. Okay, getting into makeup. For I want to say like 6 months now, I've been using the Fenty Beauty Pro Matte Filter Foundation. Pro Filter Matte Foundation. I always mess it up. And I really like the finish of this. It's not super mattifying. I still have like a glowiness to my skin, so I do really like that. If you have dry skin, maybe stay away from the matte one, but they do have a luminous one as well. Have been really liking this. I will say it does break up a bit throughout the day. I usually wear my makeup for like 8 hours or more, and by the end of the 8 hours, my nose is kind of breaking up, and sometimes like right here kind of starts to break up. And I don't know if that's the foundation or if it's me not having proper base down. I haven't like found a primer that is super helpful. I feel like primers most of the time are kind of a hoax, especially if you have a really good skincare routine and you do take care of your skin. That's kind of like, in my head, a primer, doing that proper skincare. So I don't know. I overall really love this foundation, but I will say after a long day, it is kind of messed up. It's got a little bit of like breaking up through certain points. And again, I'm not really sure what that is from. If it is my skin and I need to prep it in a different way, or if it is the foundation itself and just it doesn't mix perfectly with my skin, that could be something as well. I switched angles because I feel like this is a little bit brighter. And I always use a damp beauty blender to apply my foundation and concealer. I just really like the way that it pushes into the skin and kind of like melts everything into the skin instead of just putting it on top. Next, concealer. Here's the thing. I ran out of my favorite, which is Tarte Shape Tape. Again, I feel like I just have been using this for a while, so it's like my favorite, but it is really heavy and it can be cakey, so I still don't have like a die-hard concealer that I love to death. Right now I'm trying out the Too Faced Born This Way because it was a sample on Sephora, and it's okay. I don't like it as much as the Tarte Shape Tape, so still working on finding my perfect concealer, but honestly, the Tarte Shape Tape I've been using for years and like it definitely does the job. Concealer, I'm not a super expert on because I still haven't found one that is like perfection. Like I said, the Tarte Shape Tape is a fan favorite. A lot of people love that one. And so I just got it because everyone loved it, and it works well and it does the job, but it can be a little bit like dry and cakey. If my under eyes are a little more dry, it can kind of give like texture. So still on the hunt for the perfect concealer. I feel like the camera like coloring is a little bit off. Powder, Laura Mercier is my favorite, the translucent one. I've been using this for like probably 4 years now. And then I have two favorite blush and bronzers. So I'm gonna put powder on one side of my face for now because usually I like to set my under eyes with some powder, but if I'm using the cream bronzer and blush, I wait until after to powder because you don't want to put cream on top of powder. So I'm gonna do one side of my face and I'll do powder on this side, and then I'll do the cream on this side, but then powder. Okay, so for powder, honestly, the Kylie bronzer and blush are really good. I think the pigmentation is perfect. Like, it's not too crazy, so you're able to build it up. The bronzer I use is Tequila Tan, so I usually dip this in like kind of crazy. And my main spot I put it is my cheekbones, and then I will kind of take it and go up on my forehead and down and drag it down my neck so everything kind of goes together. So now we kind of have that definition coming in. The blush I use is Baddie on the Block. It's honestly just this like perfect little pink color, and I just apply it right here. And I'll cut my jawline just so it creates more of an actual line there, because I'm kind of messy when I do the bronzer, so it kind of doesn't have like a distinction, and this kind of just helps create more of that line. And then I kind of got the powder away, so I like to just add a tiny bit more. This is a powder. Honestly, the cream one is so much more luminous and very dewy looking, so it kind of just depends on the mood of what I want that day. But yeah, both, I really enjoy both. It just kind of depends on the vibe I'm feeling. So next, for the cream products, I use Fenty Beauty. I really like these. Again, the pigmentation is like perfect. It's not too pigmented. You don't run into an issue where you dab it on and it's like, holy shit, this is way too much, way too pigmented, and then you have to try to blend it all out. It's very buildable, but also has a great color and coverage to it. Butter Biscuit is the bronzing color I use. I like to use my beauty blender, so I just kind of go to a side that has nothing on it, and I just dip in, and then I just put it in the same place that I did with the powder bronzer, just kind of down the cheek. Hopefully this doesn't look too different. I've never done this before, doing one side powder, one side cream. But these are my two favorites, and I didn't want to pick because I really like them both. I feel like the cream ones are a really nice, summery, dewy product that can really give you that like glowy skin for summer, because honestly, when I use this, I don't even use a highlighter. Like, I don't know why my skin looks, see, it's like more dull over here, and over here it's like shining in a good way, not in a bad way. I like to use a little brush. This is just super dense Morphe brush, and for the color blush I have Petal Poppin'. Again, just this nice staple pink. I just kind of dip in and gently dab. This one is definitely a little bit more pigmented, so I try to be kind of careful. Then if it's a little too much, I just kind of go back in with my beauty blender. You can do it with the bronzer or just the plain wet beauty blender and just mellow it out. And I'm gonna take a little bit of powder and just do my under eye. Now, you don't really need to leave it on for too long. Then see how it's kind of creates that line. I usually don't want it to be too sharp, so I will kind of just like buff it out a little. I'm very not like perfect with how I do my makeup. Now I'm just gonna apply highlighter, even though this side doesn't really need it, but I'm gonna apply it anyways. So I'm going to spray the Kylie setting spray. Honestly, I just like to spray this beforehand because it makes my skin a little bit dewy, so the highlighter really sticks to it. You could just spray the brush as well if you wanted. And I'm using the Focalure highlighter palette. It's the Superstar highlighter palette. Honestly, it's so cheap and it works really well. So I've just been using this and I'm really not mad about it. Once I run out, I'll probably try some other highlighters, but it definitely does the job for now. So I usually go into this gold shade and I use this fan brush from Eco Tools and just apply top of the cheekbone, kind of all around this area. Also, I forgot to do my eyebrows. Eyebrows for me, very simple. Tarte Etch and Sketch. Sketch and Set. I use the gel product, colored gel. So I just lightly go through with this brow gel, and sometimes I get powder in my brows, so this just kind of helps get rid of any powder or any lightness from my makeup. Sometimes I'll get foundation on them and stuff, so that just kind of brings the color back to them, and that's honestly all I do for brows. I'm gonna show you my everyday kind of look, and for that, I use a few different palettes. Honestly, it's just a neutral look, so you can use any neutral palette. One of my favorites has always been the Tati Beauty palette. Honestly, I think it's the perfect neutral palette, and it has some little spice to it as well. So I always use like these two. As you can see, I'm almost out of that one. These two, and then this dark brown, sometimes the black, depending on the look. Recently, I've been loving Going Coconuts by ColourPop. This one is super cheap and it works really well. Those are my two staples right now, and I'll just show you the eye look that I do. It's really freaking simple. So I like to just add a little bit of the leftover powder to my eye, just kind of set a little base, just this. And I honestly just lightly dust this all over the outer corner and into the crease. And honestly, I'm really not that careful with it. I'm pretty messy with my application. Not really trying to be super structured, just applying a nice light brown shadow, add some dimension to the eye, and just a little color, a little bronze. Also, this brush is dirty and it's got a darker shade on it, so this is a little bit darker than I normally do, or that this color normally shows up, so don't mind me. Again, I'm super careless with this part because it's like very low-key. It doesn't really matter. Like, especially this look is just very relaxed. Just bronze. Now I will either just add a little bit of darkness to the outer corner, so I would take Ritual and just add this to the outer corner, or I take this lighter brush and take Ritual, kind of dip it into the black, and just draw shadow liner with it and do like a little wing with the shadows. Honestly, I think today I'm just gonna do the outer corner, having a little bit of darkness to it, and then I'm gonna cut it and clean it up with concealer so that it has that wing look. Lightly adding some color to the outer corner. Again, not being too crazy perfect with it because I am gonna clean it up with concealer after I finish, but just adding a little bit more dimension to the look for light color. And I'm just gonna fluff that in to the inner part of my eye just to kind of lighten it up. I'm gonna take a brush like this, take a tiny bit of my concealer, and just draw a line to clean up the edge. Just kind of draw a big little wing line. It also kind of lifts your eye a bit, so I really like this little trick. If I'm not doing liner, I still do this anyways. I just clean up the shadow like this because it just gives your eye a more lifted look. That's like one of my favorite things to do. And then I kind of try to just like lightly blend it with my finger, or I'll take the beauty blender and just try to pat it down so it's not like a super harsh line. Okay, so that's it. Yeah, my two favorite palettes at the moment are those two neutral ones. I haven't been doing anything too crazy, and I just think that they're both really solid neutral palettes that I've really been enjoying lately. Lashes. I'm not gonna put on false lashes because I've been trying to let my lashes grow. I wanted to give a shout out to Grande Lash. I got this off Amazon and I've been using it for probably 3 weeks to a month now. And my natural lashes have definitely made some progress. They've gotten a little bit fuller, and also they're a lot longer now too. I was wearing falsies every single day because I love them so much, and I still do love them. And I've mentioned my favorites before, but I don't have any in here right now. This is what they look like. They're from Amazon. This is the brand, and they're like $7. And honestly, they're my favorite. Like, they're pretty natural looking. They definitely have some oomph to them, but they're not super, super overly crazy. So a lot of people actually, like, sometimes will ask if they're my real lashes. I'm like, no, I wish. But they're very like wispy and not super full, so it does kind of have a more natural look. I still don't have a mascara that I'm diehard in love with, and I just randomly bought this 2 days ago from Target. So I'm using Lash Sensational from Maybelline. I don't know how much I love this. It looked good in the store and I was out, so I got it. Previously I was using L'Oreal Lash Paradise, which is not my most favorite mascara by any means, so I'm still kind of on the hunt. I really remember liking Too Faced better than Sex Mascara, but I feel like cheap mascara works well when you can find the right one, so there's no point in buying a more expensive mascara because you can definitely find a cheap one that does the same thing. But I personally am struggling to find a cheap one that does the same thing. But this one, this Lash Sensational does work, I feel, better than the Lash Paradise, but it's still not like my favorite in the entire world. I just hate when lashes look clumpy, and I feel like all mascara makes them look clumpy. Is that just me? I'm telling you that Lash MD serum, it's expensive. It's like $65 for 3 months, but again, I've been using it for maybe a month now, and I feel like my lashes are significantly better looking. So if you are in need, I definitely recommend it. I put off trying it for a while, but I'm really glad that I ended up getting it because it's definitely made quite a difference already in my lashes. Also, I feel like this eye is a little less full than this. I think I'm extra picky about mascara and looking like spider lashes. I think I'm super picky and overly judgmental over mascara. They're actually kind of... My natural lashes are really long now. Moving on, last thing. Okay, yeah, so if I'm wearing falsies, the ones I showed you before are the GOAT. They're my favorite. I've been using them for months and months and months now. My favorite lip color is downstairs, so I'll have to go get it. But I usually line with, I have 3 Kylie Jenner lip liners, and they're all pretty similar pinky nude colors. And I overline my lips a little. I like the fuller lip look, but I don't want lip injections. I don't think I need them. I like the way my lips look when they're slightly overlined, and I think that that's enough. I don't feel like I want or need lip injections. So a little overlining. Also, there's this trick where you can add a little bit of bronzer or contour to your upper lip and right below, and it creates that shadow so it looks like your lips are bigger. I've done that before too, and I think it actually works pretty well. I just go slightly above my lip line, and I also kind of fill in the Cupid's bow little divot. They are like, that already makes them look a little bit bigger. And then I come slightly below my natural lip line on the bottom. And if you really want to make it look like you have fuller lips, you can kind of cut the corners in. So sometimes I'll use a little bit of concealer, almost like carve it in so that the corner of your mouth is not, I don't know how to describe it, but it really does help, and I don't know why it helps. Okay, so I'm gonna bring you guys downstairs and apply my lip color and then just close out the video. And I really hope that this was helpful for you guys. I've been using these products for a while. Most of them I've been using for months and months and months. So yeah, hopefully you guys found this helpful. And yeah, let me know if you like these products, if you've tried them, if you're gonna try them, what you think. Comment below your favorites and maybe I can try out some new things. Definitely comment your favorite mascara because honestly, this does look fine. This is definitely better than Lash Paradise in my opinion, which is crazy because Lash Paradise was like the most requested or recommended. Last time I asked for drugstore, it was like very, very recommended, but I didn't really like it. Okay, let's go downstairs, apply my favorite lip color, and then we're done. Okay, so I talk about this all the time. My favorite lip color is Stila Cosmetics shade Caramello. This is like the perfect nude ever, and it is a matte, but the way that it like comes off your lips throughout the day, it comes off so gracefully, and it doesn't look really nasty when it starts to come off. Like the Kylie Jenner matte formula kind of starts to look crusty and nasty when it starts to come off, whereas this, it almost like turns into a tint instead of like a full color. I feel like it has a really good disappearing factor. Like it doesn't get super, super nasty looking at all. I'm just gonna use my phone. When applying this, I don't come all the way down to the lip liner. I kind of leave a little bit of the darker lip liner. I don't know, I think it looks kind of nice. And that is it. This is honestly what I've been doing for months now. This is my go-to with this, or I just do a shadow liner and it's just kind of like a nice blown out liner. So yeah, this is just what I've been doing. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. A few of you have been requesting beauty favorites and just kind of like my favorite makeup products and stuff like that. So I figured now is a good time because I have been using the same things for months now, and I kind of found my favorites and my routine. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I love you so much. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye guys.